Hello everyone, and welcome to this new edition of our Alumni Talks, conversations with inspiring professionals from our global community. I'm Valeria Gonzalez, Alumni Manager at OBS, and it's a pleasure for me to be with all of you today in this special edition. Today, we'll be diving into a highly relevant topic, AI and leadership, trust, transparency, and transformation. We'll explore how AI and leadership are transforming the way we work, make decisions, and connect with people. Let me introduce our two fantastic alumni joining us today. First, Nelly Murillo, with over 20 years of experience in supply chain, operations, risk management, and partnership governance, as well as crucial roles in technology integration, migration, and adoption projects. And Alejandra Gonzalez, Supply Chain Associate Director, with more than 8 years of experience in operations, logistics, and strategic planning. Thank you both for joining us today. I would like to start by understanding your perspective as leaders. Nelly, how do you define the role of a leader today in a business environment increasingly influenced by AI?
This topic is very close to my heart because joining to Thermo Fisher 8 months ago, I was assigned to manage a program with an artificial intelligence solution. So I think that as leaders, we need to be versatile. First, be open to the change. We actually need to be proactive and find information about what are the solutions. LinkedIn is a great tool. Actually, how many of us get constantly a lot of offers from different suppliers is a great funnel to get the information about any type of new service in the industry, or also conferences regarding the respective type of businesses that we have. It can be procurement, financial, supply chain, so all the providers that are kind of proactively offering the service. So we need to keep in mind that the current time, we need to be open to listen, to learn about new technologies and incorporate it. We also, as leaders, we need to act as pioneers because the solutions are brand new, right? When we face those new solutions, we might face multiple obstacles, and we need to have that mindset, be pioneers. Not only when you already kind of, let's say, sign the contract with the company and maybe you think is everything taken care of, everything will be fine, they know, and this is the solution for the problem we have. It doesn't end right there. We need to also act as evangelists, right? Because we need to understand what's the solution. We need to get the stakeholders buying in the solution and improve constantly what is the work about, what is the data requirement, the complexity that my company represents to the tool, and how it can work in a very efficient way. So it's not only sign a contract and get the technology solution, it goes beyond. And it activates more than a change management. It goes beyond that, and you need to roll up your sleeves, do the work as a manager, understand the solution end to end in order to understand your team as well, and be open to move forward with agility.
Alejandra, what do you think about this?
I believe leadership is more about bringing meaning to the whole process, and it's about understanding the complexity of it. It's also about not having all the answers, but to ask the right questions.
Agree with you about this. This is a great mindset, and it's very important to the leaders of today, so very, very interesting. Nelly, you led diverse teams, transitions, and large-scale strategies. How do you foster trust when part of decision-making is supported or driven by intelligent systems?
Okay, pre-submitted that question to me, it made me think a lot, right? Because the role of the leader right now is not only to take the decision and move forward. It needs to make like an intentional work for the entire workplace to buy in and be comfortable with the tool that we are acquiring. It is not known specifically how the solution will work out. That's why we need to stay close to the stakeholders. And the only way to gain that trust is via the transparency. And what does that mean? It means that we need to put together what is the return of the investment that the organization has done, plus what is the progress on the solution or the program that has been developed. I would love to make an emphasis that we need to make measure risks, be able to try, to fail, and also start again and iterate that until we get the results we want. Because it's not something that is, okay, here you have your playbook, it will work perfectly, it's just like a process map. No, it might be different and we will be facing different scenarios. Provide visibility, make sure we have full visibility to the metrics. What are we trying to solve? That strategy is super clear. That also the partner via that commercial relationship understand what's the problem that we want to solve and what's the goal that we want to achieve to. Most likely when we make that type of investment, it's a big problem we want to fix, right? It is not because we have a lot of resources idle, right, to doing nothing. No, it's because we really need to put some resource together and people and hands and brains together in order to accomplish something. So I will say that it's important through the process also to build that trust with the organization, that we provide the visibility, and if we fail, we put together and document what are the issues, what are the lessons learned, but immediately that we put the actions together. It can be in the same cycle, maybe we don't have a space to say, okay, we will try next fiscal year or the next quarter. No, the correction needs to be performed right away. So that's in these past 8 months in my organization, it has been a lot of fun. and I have learned that we need to be super agile to make the changes and be positive towards the adoption of artificial intelligence.
Wow, amazing. And I really appreciate how you emphasize not only in the importance of clear metrics, also on the human side, because it's really important, no? The balance between both. So I think it's very, very important, your point. So Alejandra, in your role managing complex logistics and diverse teams, how do you build trust and transparency, especially when introducing new AI-driven tools or systems?
I believe in logistics that is like a really fast environment. The key to build trust is to transparent. Why are you implementing a specific tool, and why? Which is the main problem? What are you trying to solve? And you have to have like really clear what you are trying to solve and start working on it, implementing. And as Nelly was just saying, it's a process, an ongoing process that it's not the implementation. The implementation is try after try. If it gets the result that you are looking for, and if it's not, why? And really understand what's made of the AI, what's the data that's behind the results. And in order to get this, you have to get your people and all your team like really, really focused in what they are gaining. And if they don't have what they're really gaining, what I think that can make the real trust of the team, and not only the whole team, but the VPs and like the whole corporation, really focused and really engaged with the AI and with the tool.
Exactly. Everybody need to clear metrics or clear objective to take the best results.
And understand it, since if it's a black box, no one will try to understand and no one will really understand the results. So it's a try and fail, and I believe that it's the only way that you can get what you want not only in the short term, also in the long term.
Very, very interesting. AI adoption is a good challenge in the companies with the teams, so it's very important your point. So, well, Nelly, do you see AI as a tool to empower strategies? And how are these initiatives adding value to organization? And if you can share some examples.
Yes. I think that, well, I'm blessed that I have the opportunity to have this recent experience. When I joined Thermo Fisher, and I didn't know that I was going to be assigned to an artificial intelligence program. And when I came in, I was like, okay, I totally can make it. But I needed to start from the scratch to understand what was the solution, what is in the market, how the process connects with the solution the supplier is doing. Mm-hmm. Most of the suppliers for artificial intelligence currently perform kind of a deal for the companies to do a pilot first with a sample of the process in certain period, let's say half year or 1 quarter, and in order to get the results. The interesting part of when I came into the game is that the pilot that was called Pioneer, as we were speaking, that is important to see it like that, wasn't successful in 2024. So I came on board without experience in artificial intelligence. Of course, I have been engaged in other technology programs throughout my career, but this one was different. Everything was new. So I started to do the benchmark. It's something that we should take always in consideration to do benchmark. Someone else already did it. So establish that conversations with the people that you can pick their brain and get that knowledge, that advantage, so you don't suffer the same pains, right? Another something that I want to highlight as well is that from what I took as soon as I started to manage the program was the list of lessons learned and the playbook and also a project plan. So quickly we put together all of the business needs, right? Why it didn't harvest the results we wanted, and we create a plan, and it looked differently. For example, the environment that was, or the platform that was utilized on 2024, is not the same one that we use on 2025, because I determined we needed a different solution because of what? The feedback from the suppliers, that is actually our customer, they didn't like the initial solution, and it created a lot of noise because of some data complexity we have. So we ended up doing the rollout in 2025 with a total different platform. And in the space where I am right now, after 1 quarter already executing, we are foreseeing 2026, and we think we won't go live in 2026 with the current solution we have, because we have exhausted the footprint that we can work with. So in order to accomplish our goal, our internal goal, the system that we use is a chatbot that performs autonomous negotiations. That solution have enabled us to make a customized experience for the suppliers, analytical analysis, and also predictive analysis. And based on all of that information, we have new knowledge that we will be applying to 2026. Yeah. So it's interesting that neither the pilot gave us light to continue developing a solution for 2025 with the knowledge that we already gained. It will be something different for 2026. Wow. So
continuous learning.
Exactly. What's the level of innovation that we have, that at the time that we have implemented something, maybe you can think of an SAP. Is SAP, is the modules. They are going through a massive update, right, with SAP HANA. But with the current solution we have is different. And we need to be like agile to listen what are the needs and how can we accomplish or accomplish the goals.
But it's really great that the company has the engagement to keep trying. Like not only the pilot went wrong, the second pilot has been really difficult, and they are still trying to get it. They're like really engaged in this is the way, this is the path we want to continue. I think that's a success of
I agree.
the AI.
Now that you mentioned that, we received the visit of a VP back on May. And when we were showing the results and the progress, I did an emphasis that even though it's not like creating, like it is automatic, no, it takes human effort and it is a lot of work, and we are not there yet with the solution, because maybe the system will be super fast. It can perform negotiations three times faster than us. But the answer for the additional processes in the human space is still manual and slow. So we need to do a lot of work. So my emphasis to the VP was, this is the right path. We should not quit AI. Because at certain point, because of the difficulty, lack of resources, and other problems, budget and all of that, it is on the table. Should we continue with this or not? But my direct message was, we need to keep going.
Okay,
because
obviously.
And that's the real leadership behind the AI. Like to build this trust behind the process of the implementation.
Yes. I believe it's it's an evolution of us as the workers, that is not the human against the artificial intelligence. Is the evolution to a model of our human intelligence accompanied with the acceleration of artificial intelligence and all the benefits that it gives. So it's very interesting. If someone is listening to this conversation today, I would like to tell them, keep going. You are pioneering this. Maybe when we were young, Alejandra and I.
Oh, and me, obviously.
we saw the beginning of the computers, right? How we couldn't pick up the phone because the connection will be out. Now we are seeing a change in the technology. So do not quit.
Yes, I think it's an excellent example that you share with us and with the community. And I think it's really, really important, the balance, because it's really important. We have many technologies, we have AI and many others, and it's really, really important, the balance with the human factor. It's important, it's essential to listen and to understand this kind of process the technology brings with us.
Now that you mentioned that, AI should be a value driver.
Yes.
That should be like burning the team that is working together with the tool.
Yes.
And for every automation that AI is facilitating to the organization, the response from leadership and from the human side should be also automatic. We shouldn't be in that path of, oh yes, all of those escalations. Okay, I will work them one by one. No. How can we think how this model can be end-to-end automatic? And also push the supplier. The supplier has developed a solution, but they should also listen to the client's needs, right? And what's the complexity and what's the amount of manual or human work that it creates. So handling that partnership, I think, is an opportunity as well to make a bigger impact, to transform the operation and the process.
And even with, watching this whole end-to-end process, you may have implementations and improvements, not even in the AI, but in the process itself. So you can improve a lot of things, how you are doing it and why you are doing them, because also when you automatize things, you ask yourself, is this really necessary? And some things that you are already doing, you can eliminate them because you just do it because it's the way it is, and you think and you go back and you say, do I have to really do it? And I think it's also a part of the implementation of AI.
Well, very interesting, this amazing conversation. So, Alejandra, how has your leadership approach evolved, especially in navigating the human side of technological transformation?
As a leader, I believe the transformation has been from, especially in the COVID, when we were like really manual and the COVID came, and in my company we weren't like really prepared for it, but we were starting to get prepared for it. In 1 month we already have to be prepared, like in a lot of companies, and everything went like, we sell internet, so our market grew 200%. So, and also the demand was increasing and the offer was in the lower because it was really difficult. So I believe that the leadership was like, okay, let's stop, let's see where we are and what we can do. And that was a moment of the implementation, and that was a moment when you have to slow down. You don't have to get like the big wave, and like it's the moment when you have to see your team. You have to humanize yourself, because we were all suffering besides the work. You have to implement the change complete. Like it's not only the implementation of the tool, but it's an implementation of a way of working and a way of thinking.
I believe that you mentioned that, and sometimes when the process crush, let's say, because of the fast speed of the automation in one side and the same inclination to continue doing the same process creates noise. And that's why stakeholders should be engaged, should have full visibility and understand what are the changes that needs to happen. And some of them will end up in their scope. It's not only within the process internally.
For them to fully understand what they are gaining from it, they will start thinking more, not only making things. I believe that's the main part, that to be transparent for the people, that they won't go because of the AI. They will add more value as humans.
It's really important to think it's not like robots. We are persons. If we need to talk, we need to touch, we need
to take the time to stop and actually think.
To take the best decisions, to take the best results and everything, no? And I think this is the real difference between the technology, all the innovation, and the people, no?
And I believe we have to use the AI to go this fast and like make all the analysis and all the data and the really, really big numbers and big analysis and everything, and give it to you, and you use it for your convenience.
I really enjoy this conversation, but we almost finished, and I really would like to do another question. What advice would you give to the current future leaders who are navigating this intersection between AI, people, and purpose? Let's start with you, Nelly.
I kind of mentioned it throughout the conversation, and I would like to summarize it in try and fail and iterate. is the only way we can gain that knowledge. Be also super mindful about the team that is working with you, that they can understand what's the north, and if the pace that we are having is what the company is waiting from us. As well, what's the impact the human side is doing with the solution as a whole, and part of the innovation that we require right now. I will also say that colleagues and people out there, don't be afraid, don't feel that you are outdated with your knowledge. I'm amazed to see within my organization, for example, the data scientists, they might not know something or how to handle certain part of the analysis of the information, but they will go and see it in Gen AI. Learn at the moment, test the analysis that they need to perform, propose it to the leadership so they can confirm it is accurate, and also be super mindful that we might not know all the answers, and we don't need to be afraid. We can have the time to make mental space to think and determine what's the data that we have, what are the possible alternatives that we might have, and move forward with the things that needs to get done. Just don't be afraid.
Alejandra, what's your opinion?
We don't have to let AI rush our leadership. We don't have to be running behind it. We have to learn, just like Nelly was saying, we have to use it, and we have to change our mindset. We have to understand that how it's helping, why we are choosing to let the AI help us, and let the transparent and the complexity of the AI be the simplest as it can be. So the way to get this is to get involved in the process of the implementation of the AI, and I believe that our experience and our team's experiences may help the growth of itself.
Thank you, Nelly. Thank you, Alejandra, for joining us today. And thank you to all the OBS global community for watching in this special edition. Let's keep leading with purpose, embracing innovation, and don't forget the human factor. See you at the next Alumni Talks.